So this is like maybe an illegal setup, but my friend is a licensed plumber and he connected it, maybe without a permit yet, because I'm just testing it. I'll move it to a different location, and so just in case these leak, these connections leak, when they leave, I'm gonna close this valve, turn it up to close it. And this is where I'm just turning it on, and this is where I'm just putting it into the tub. Never mind how dirty the tub is. This is a gut reno house. I'm renovating the whole house. It was a foreclosure, so it's all in bad shape. So it's still load sensing. In the reviews, it said your machine will not work right if you don't get it calibrated. And I'm guessing by calibrated, it means load sensing, calibrating the weight of the load, maybe. We'll see. It's my first time using this machine. Now it says dry for some reason, not sure. It just tried to take in some water, and just for a second it tried to get in some water. I heard water just for a second and then it stopped. So actually now the whole house is vibrating, the whole floor. I don't have a base under it. I don't have the pedestal under it. The whole house is vibrating. Wow. So I guess I would put something underneath, like a rubber mat underneath to maybe, I'm not sure if it's allowed, if it will be stable when it's spinning, but I think putting something underneath to prevent the vibration from transferring from the machine to the floor, because right now my whole wood and LVP plastic floor is vibrating like a giant membrane, like my whole, like you can hear my house from outside the street because my whole floor is vibrating. But I imagine if I put like a rubber base or something, or a foam base, it would probably not transmit the sound. The machine makes a little grinding noise. Maybe similar noise inside the machine like a dishwasher, but the vibration transferring to my floor, and my floor might be just a special case because it's actually a very loud floor. It's like acting like a big speaker membrane, and you can hear my house when you stand outside. So I closed the door, and from the outside, no, I can't hear the house. The vibration is localized to inside the house only. Came back home and the machine seems done. Wow, this is dry. I don't know, it smells kind of weird. I don't know, did it even work? Strange. I don't even know if it worked. The interesting thing is there's a light inside when you open it. And some of the clothing, like a third of it, has a weird smell to it. Maybe it's just the machine smell from the first load, or I don't know. I mean, this was just like testing gym clothing, but let's see if yeah. So I put detergent here, and it's no longer there, so it must have gone through. And actually, you know, I've seen in laundromat machines, in laundromats, I always see mold, like black mold here, here in the dispensers. So what I'm gonna do is try to prevent mold by increasing airflow. So after I'm done using this, I'm not gonna keep it closed. and let mold grow, I'm gonna immediately open the doors and air them out. So I'm gonna open everything and I'm gonna air it out. And actually, I brought this filter that's like a fan too. I'm gonna direct airflow toward the machine. So I'm gonna air it out to prevent mold by aiming this filter slash fan. I don't know if it works or not, but this is what I'm gonna do. Just to have this hanger cold track next to the machine. So I left this machine open, all the drawers open, and fan running inside, blowing the air inside to dry it out so that it doesn't grow mold inside. I did forget to open the filter, and after every time I use it, I'm gonna vacuum this up, the lint here, and there's an attachment on Amazon that is like a wire with a tiny tube. This vacuum attachment, it's tiny and it goes inside between this crack inside the machine because there are slats in the coil inside that cannot get clogged, otherwise machine will stop working. And so it's kind of do it yourself, but it's like a flaw in the design supposedly, where you have to reach in and get the dust inside. And also in the back of the machine, I think there's a similar issue. There's a YouTube video about it. Also, on the internet forums, people said that the first bunch of loads come out smelling really bad, like rotten eggs, and that after some loads, and also someone suggested using white vinegar, the smell completely disappears, supposedly. So maybe it's some plastic or something that's off gassing while the machine is new. And so I used a small load, and half my clothing came out smelling like rotten eggs. I wasn't sure if it's like maybe they smelled it this way before I put them in, but I tried wearing one of the t-shirts I washed as the first load that's had the bad smell to the gym, and I couldn't take the smell. I was so embarrassed. I I wasn't sure if other people could smell it, but the smell was really strong that I had to go and take this t-shirt off and not use it anymore because I was concerned that other people would smell it and it was an offensive rotten egg smell. And I'm not sure if it will wash off, so the first couple of loads, maybe just use some sort of rags that you can throw away to make sure they don't get damaged by the rotten egg smell. I don't know if it washes off or not. I don't know if you can use borax inside the machine. I haven't read all the instructions yet. Another thing is, people, a lot of people, myself included, are sort of impatient. They get a machine, they want to use it right away. They don't want to read the instructions. It's hard enough to get a machine, get it installed. You think it's like self-explanatory. Well, you want to prepare a couple of things before you use it. So I would suggest actually until you have prepared the vacuum to vacuum out the lint every time and place it nearby, and until you have prepared, but that's just my advice, this fan that you can put next to the machine to blow air in it to dry it out, not to use it, and also not to use it more than a couple of times without getting the Amazon attachment with the wire and a tiny tube to vacuum inside, because if once you do a couple of loads and you get the machine clogged up with lint, if you don't vacuum it or if you don't air it out and it grows mold, then those things are, I don't know, mold may not be easy to clean out. You may not be able to ever clean out. And the mold, and you'll always have a moldy machine. And the mold will grow because it's like seeds. It's sticky, it can make a biofilm, and it will grow, and it can give the clothing a bad smell. And lint clogs, if you don't vacuum them out, both from the front regularly and with the special tiny attachment that goes inside the machine, well, the machine will stop working. So I would suggest that until you have prepared everything, the vacuum, the fan, the special vacuum attachment with the tiny wire, don't use the machine. And it's okay to do it in stages. Maybe first get the machine installed, don't use it, keep doing laundry the way you always did it. Then find the vacuum, then get the attachment, practice it, do one load, open it all up. Uh, uh, open the drawers, put the fan inside, and just leave it. Just give yourself time, do it in stages. The most important thing is to just learn how to do it, so that it's all prepared, and you can just do it fast and do it right. And don't expect yourself to do it right away. Give yourself time, but just don't launch the machine until you've set everything up and you're ready to dry it out and vacuum it out. There's also supposedly, um, you have to, behind that square, you have to drain something, or the machine will stop working every some number of loads. I'll have to check on that as well. See, there's lint like inside there deep where I can't reach, and there's lint where it shouldn't have gone past the filter. So the filter doesn't work very well, and so you have to bypass it with the vacuum, the special tiny wire vacuum attachment later on. So here are some more like rags that I'm willing to sacrifice in case they get the bad rotten egg smell again from the machine off gassing the first few loads. So this is like two queen sized sheets. And there's a third one. I don't know how full it is. It's not halfway full, maybe a quarter full. Third floor. I could put a few more shirts there if I wanted. But I'm gonna run it to get the rotten egg smell out of the machine, hopefully. And then after I run it, I'll open the drawers, I'll dry it inside, I'll put the fan inside. In fact, this fan is actually also a filter, like air filter. And I'm just gonna keep it here all the time and just run it all the time. I mean, if I'm running an air filter for the house anyway, I might as well just aim it at the machine to try it out. I'll turn on the water. I keep turning it off in case it leaks because it's kind of like a do-it-yourself setup. A repair technician told me not to put a lot of detergent into washing machines, especially the new ones, the modern ones, because they don't use a lot of water, and so they don't need a lot of detergent. And it's supposedly like we get sold big buckets of big containers of detergent, but the machines nowadays, because they're water efficient and use a small amount of water, need just like a dab of detergent. And otherwise, if you put more, the machine clogs with soaps come in bubbles. So using a little bit is enough, and I'm just gonna use a little bit. Now it's filling with water. It's making pump noises. So voila, the hose came out of the tub because I didn't secure it. I guess the machine was spinning and it was moving back and forth, and now I have a flood because the hose um, pulled and fell on the floor. Um, and now I have a flood, and this water is sitting on top of LVP floor. I'm gonna get a wet vacuum from the basement and scoop her up and then dry it out. So this is the second laundry load. I don't have a lot of lint there. Okay. So I just used, I think it went like wash only cycle, and it didn't dry. It didn't do the dry cycle because I didn't select it. I did wash only, and it smells normal. Interestingly, it smells clean. So I'm gonna run it on the dry cycle, the heat pump, the drying cycle, where it wicks the moisture away. And imagine that that drying cycle is what gives it the rotten egg smell. I couldn't figure out how to do just the dry only option. Wash only was easily selected by pressing a button. I couldn't figure out how to do dry only, but I'm sure that that option is available. So I think it's going to wash again and then dry. And then after it dries, I'll see if there's a rotten egg smell from the drying part. So I scooped up the water with the vacuum, and then I used the towel to wipe it too. And now I have the window and the fan to do airflow. Wet vacuum was full of water, so I had to take off the top part, and the bottom part had the water. So I had to dump the water, but because I was using the vacuum to vacuum up trash, I had a lot of trash in there too. So in order not to clog the drains, I just grabbed what I had in the kitchen. There's all this stuff. It could be lead paint, asbestos, rat poop, who knows. I strained it through this.